Any thoughts on it?
I mean,
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Taste Like Music. Jason and Joe here, and today we are reviewing a record we're going to talk about. Let's come to this, the new Nickelback record. It is called Get Rollin'. We haven't really talked about Nickelback on the channel before. I think our viewers can probably piece together our opinions of them based on our lack of talking about them. I don't know. Did they get any worst of the year wins in the Song of the Year series? I can't remember.
I don't know if they ever charted in the top 40 enough. Man, I swear they must have. They were in worst album of all time, I believe, our March Madness tournament at one point. I believe Silver. Which one was it?
Photograph, right?
I think so.
Oh, all the right
All the
reasons
right
was
reasons. Yeah, that was.
in the worst album tournament. I think Photograph was in the worst song tournament. So we
Mhm.
have talked about
We've
Nickelback a little.
talked.
But this is the first time we've done a full album review for sure. Any thoughts on it?
I mean, if this was the first Nickelback album you ever listened to, it's amazing how like everything you need to know about the band you can basically get from this album. Like there's no reason if you're new to Nickelback and you just happen to pop on Get Rollin' on our recommendations or because you saw it somewhere on our channel, us talking about it, and you decided to pause this video and just go listen. Like it has everything you want from Chad Kroeger and Nickelback. It's really bad lyrics. I mean, right off the bat, San Quentin and Skinny Little Missy, just like disgustingly bad lyrics. You get that like zero subtlety. I don't know where like they got their sound, if it's like a Black Album like rip off, like those just like pounding, pulsing guitars and bass, like as loud as you possibly can make them. No subtlety in their playing, and it is just like an assault on your ears in a bad way. Like there's nothing good about it. There's nothing interesting about their riffs or their melodies or chords. And it's just nothing. And then you get to a track like Those Days, which, as Cramser likes to point out, like that's his least favorite song. It's like, oh, you remember this and you remember when, and you remember all these little details from the past. And it's very like pop country type of thing. So you're getting like the worst of country and the worst of like hard rock all in one package. And I mean, it doesn't get any better. Vegas Bomb is terrible. And I mean, there's just nothing good here at all. There's nothing that you'd want to listen to. There's nothing that stands out in a good way. I mean, it plays on two emotions. It's either like assaulting your ears with heavy metal or just like offending your lyrical sensibilities with like cheap, cheesy, like soft rock, country pop cliches. And like that's it. Like those are the two sides of Chad Kroeger and Nickelback. So needless to say, I did not like this album. It's not my least favorite album of the year, but it is my second least favorite album of the year.
Yeah. Before I talk about the record, can we just talk about the album cover for a second? What is this thing? It looks like a shirt you would buy at PacSun. It is just really, really bad.
I would say like it's an attempt to be like cheeky or something, but like I don't think they have that in them to like do anything other than like straightforward, like what you see is what you get. So I think they just think like that's a badass van and they want it on the cover of their album.
When I was listening to this, all I could think was just about like when you're making music, you have endless possibilities. You can write about anything at all. You can get any type of guitar tone you want. You can mix it however you want to. There are infinite options at every fork in the road. And at every turn, they go for the most bland and generic thing you could possibly imagine. Every choice is the wrong choice. It's so bad. Like you said, the lyrics really, really bad. I mean, I've always known that he was a terrible lyricist, but listening to a full album is just like there's not even one line on this record that is like creative or imaginative. I will say he does paint a pretty vivid picture of what it's like to be like a white trash human being. Pretty lowest common denominator stuff. Music, you know, you always wonder like who are these people that are buying all these Nickelback records? How is it selling? And you know, I think it's pretty clear this is just music for dumb people. I think if you like Nickelback, you are probably not smart. So yeah, it's all bad. Every song is terrible. Every guitar tone is just, you know, I think you would say that it sounds good. It sounds really professional, really clean, pretty compressed, very loud, just like, but none of it feels like warm or real. It just feels very like stock kind of stuff. I think they're good players. I think their drummer's really good. Vegas Bomb, I think the riff on it, like if I sat down with my guitar and I came up with that riff, I'd be like, oh, I just wrote a pretty sweet riff. But they take it and they do nothing interesting with it. It's the worst. The tone, so boring, so plain. It's really bad. I've heard 248 albums from this year, and this is the worst one that I have heard. I know there's a few floating out there that are probably worse that I've heard talked about that I haven't listened to yet. But this is just awful. 1 star for me. I'm not going all the way down to 0 or a half a star. I think 1 star feels about right for this.
Yeah, I mean, I have it at 1.5. It's not as bad as the Walker Hayes album, that country stuff. And that is my lowest. It's a 0.1, I believe, is what I rated it. So this is comparatively much better, but it's also just terrible. Like I went back and listened to some of like the State, like Nickelback's second album, and just like the difference even then, like they weren't good, but they were like a decent Fuel slash Nirvana kind of like rip off. And like it just how far they've fallen. Like they were at best like a 3-star band. And but subsequently they get worse and worse on every album. Like there's no desire to like do anything different. Like just change something up. Like these songs are just the same things they've been written, but like louder and more obnoxious now than they ever have been. So I guess like once you start getting that money and like the fans and the album sales, you just don't want to change because like they just haven't. And I guess it keeps working for them, so they're just going to keep doing it forever. And yeah, it sucks. So
Yeah, it's just all really like so aimed at, you know, just the trashiest people who think that, doing Vegas bombs or whatever, if that's a drink, that seems to be what it's about, dropping something into alcohol. If that's like cool to you, then you want to hear an album about it, like a song about that, and you want to listen to it while you party on the weekend with your trash ass friends, then this is the record. It is made for your party. Go check it out and get rolling. So there you go. That's the review. So let us know what you think. If you like this, I'm sorry. You can tell us in the comments, but that's not good. Thanks for watching. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell for notifications, and we'll see you in the next one.